Deuteronomy 5-6, New King James Version. And Moses called all Israel and said to them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your hearing today, that you may learn them and be careful to observe them. Yahuwah, the Lord our God, made a covenant with us in Horeb. Yahuwah, the Lord did not make this covenant with our fathers, but with us, those who are here today, all of us who are alive. Yahuwah, the Lord talked with you face to face on the mountain from the midst of the fire. I stood between Yahuwah the Lord and you at that time, to declare to you the word of Yahuwah the Lord. For you were afraid because of the fire, and you did not go up the mountain. He said, I am Yahuwah the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands to those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of Yahuwah, the Lord your God, in vain, for Yahuwah the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Observe the Sabbath day, to keep it holy, as Yahuwah the Lord your God commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahuwah the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your ox, nor your donkey, nor any of your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates, that your male servant and your female servant may rest as well as you. And remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and Yahuwah the Lord your God brought you out from there by a mighty hand and by an outstretched arm. Therefore Yahuwah the Lord your God commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. Honor your father and your mother as the Lord your God has commanded you, that your days may be long, and that it may be well with you in the land which Yahuwah the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, and you shall not desire your neighbor's house, his field, his male servant, his female servant, his ox, his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. These words Yahuwah the Lord spoke to all your assembly, in the mountain from the midst of the fire, the cloud and the thick darkness, with a loud voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone, and gave them to me. So it was, when you heard the voice from the midst of the darkness while the mountain was burning with fire, that you came near to me, all the heads of your tribes and your elders, and you said, Surely Yahuwah the Lord our God has shown us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice from the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that God speaks with man, yet he still lives. Ow, therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of Yahuwah the Lord our God any more, then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh who has heard the voice of the living God, speaking from the midst of the fire, as we have, and lived? You go near and hear all that Yahuwah the Lord our God may say, and tell us all that Yahuwah the Lord our God says to you, and we will hear and do it. Then Yahuwah the Lord heard the voice of your words when you spoke to me, and Yahuwah the Lord said to me, I have heard the voice of the words of this people which they have spoken to you. They are right in all that they have spoken. Oh, that they had such a heart in them that they would fear me, and always keep all my commandments, that it might be well with them and with their children forever. Go and say to them, Return to your tents. 31. But as for you, stand here by me, and I will speak to you all the commandments, the statutes and the judgments which you shall teach them, that they may observe them in the land which I am giving them to possess. Therefore, you shall be careful to do as Yahuwah the Lord your God has commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. You shall walk in all the ways which Yahuwah the Lord your God has commanded you, that you may live, and that it may be well with you, and that you may prolong your days in the land which you shall possess. Now this is the commandment, and these are the statutes and judgments which Yahuwah, the Lord your God, has commanded to teach you, that you may observe them in the land which you are crossing over to possess, that you may fear Yahuwah, the Lord your God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments which I command you, you and your son and your grandson, all the days of your life, and that your days may be prolonged. Therefore hear, O Israel, and be careful to observe it, that it may be well with you, and that you may multiply greatly, as Yahuwah, the Lord God of your fathers, has promised you, a land flowing with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love Yahuwah, the Lord your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. So it shall be, when the Lord your God brings you into the land of which he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you large and beautiful cities which you did not build, houses full of all good things, which you did not fill, hewn out wells which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant. When you have eaten and are full, then beware, lest you forget Yahuwah the Lord, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. You shall fear Yahuwah the Lord your God, and serve him, and shall take oaths in his name. You shall not go after other gods, the gods of the peoples who are all around you. For Yahuwah the Lord your God is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of Yahuwah the Lord your God be aroused against you and destroy you from the face of the earth. You shall not tempt Yahuwah the Lord your God as you tempted him in Massah. You shall diligently keep the commandments of Yahuwah the Lord your God, his testimonies and his statutes which he has commanded you, and you shall do what is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah the Lord, that it may be well with you, and that you may go in and possess the good land of which Yahuwah the Lord swore to your fathers, to cast out all your enemies from before you, as Yahuwah the Lord has spoken. When your son asks you in time to come, saying, What is the meaning of the testimonies, the statutes, and the judgments which Yahuwah the Lord our God has commanded you? Then you shall say to your son, We were slaves of Pharaoh in Egypt, and Yahuwah the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And Yahuwah the Lord showed signs and wonders before our eyes, great and severe, against Egypt, Pharaoh, and all his household. Then he brought us out from there that he might bring us in, to give us the land of which he swore to our fathers. And Yahuwah the Lord commanded us to observe all these statutes, to fear Yahuwah the Lord our God, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive, as it is this day. Then it will be righteousness for us, if we are careful to observe all these commandments before Yahuwah the Lord our God, as he has commanded us. The end of chapters 5 through 6, Deuteronomy 5 through 6. Shalom and blessing to you all in Yahushua. Does Jesus' mighty name stick around for the next chapter or book?